I'd love to get your input on what strategy can labels and artists can take to make sure that their campaign lasts for a long time, and how to really make the most out of their releases.
So I think the first thing that comes to mind is that a lot of the time an artist will release something and then release something on a Friday, and then by the following Wednesday, to them it's old news. They've been sat on this thing for a while. So there's a tendency to go on to the next one, pressing pause on that and cooling off a little bit, and remembering that if 5,000 people have listened to it in the first week, there's still a lot of people that haven't listened to that song. There's still a lot of people that's going to be new to. So don't be afraid to continue to work a track that's already out, or going back into your catalogue if you're seeing something that's performing well, even if it was 2 years old. Don't be afraid to come back to that, circle back and give that a push, because there are so many people that you can introduce your music to. The idea of discovery now is more about discovering new audiences rather than new songs. So I think don't be afraid to hesitate and just stay on a track for a little bit longer. If you're looking at the data after a couple of weeks and you're seeing absolutely nothing, then you don't have to keep flogging a dead horse. But don't be afraid just to pause and let it bed in a little bit, let people get to know it, and then make a decision on what you want to do. In terms of what you can do from then, so you mentioned versions. A new version of a track can be a really nice way of, you can maintain consistency a little bit without needing to constantly release new music. You can keep up that release cadence that the platforms favor and algorithms favor. But I think the key point for me on new versions is they have to have artistic value in and of themselves to be effective. So don't do it for the sake of doing it. But if there's a kind of artistic angle or something that works creatively, then 100% that should be going out. They can be particularly impactful when you combine them with a collaboration. So if you were looking at, like, a case this would work really well is if you're an artist from country A and you were looking to break into country B. If you collaborate with an artist from country B, you will tap into their algorithmic streaming a little bit and the algorithm will help you reach some of their fan base. B, if they're listed as a primary artist on the metadata, then they have the ability to pitch it in Spotify for artists as well. So if they've already had some support, it will help coming from their side and you can break into editorial like that. And C, it just with the organic and the kind of active listenership, it helps to build that story around you and your positioning and just sort of where you exist culturally.